Hiya Squishers! And today let's chat about the winter blues. Yes, I know. You probably know what I'm talking about. And if you're in the UK, yeah, you're probably used to lots of miserable weather, staying inside. And if you enjoy the outside, you're probably looking at some diminished outside activity. Yep, I know it sucks. And actually, if you're somebody who thrives in the great outdoors, like I do, I love metal detecting. Side hobby of mine, metal detecting. You can't do it in the weather that's freezing cold or raining. You don't want to go scuba diving metal detecting, and also you just can't dig when the ice is all over the ground. So if you're somebody who finds that in the winter seasons you're stuck inside a lot more for lots of reasons, I've got some tips for you on how to use colour to inspire your life. Now, I've just realised that I've got something under here that I did not get in advance, but I'm just going to fish around for it. Let's see if, yes, is it the top one? Yahoo! Now, we all know in the winter times, wherever in the world you live, well, actually, I may be incorrect. You might experience fabulous summers, or rather fabulous wintry seasons, but over here, slightly miserable, not a lot of light. Now, one of the things I enjoy doing at the moment, because I've made a routine of it, trying my hard to be a good girl, is I wake up around 6 o'clock in the morning. Don't worry, don't do this. I do it specifically so I have an hour and a half all by myself. I open the curtains and I have the most spectacular view of the sun rising over the hills. It's just wonderful. So in the morning, at times like this, I really enjoy the fact that I'm awake in time to see the sunrise. So I know that even in the depths of winter around here, and I live in the countryside, everything just literally has a big shake. Everything just gets dropped, and everything's just bleak. That in the times of winter where it's very, very dark, I want you to have a good look around to see where you can find colour, because sometimes all you need is a bit of colour in your life just to move you on to the next bit. When you want to get on to the next project or on to the next bit. So sometimes having a look around you, and if you're looking outside for inspiration and you're somebody who enjoys being outside, you might find a craft like painting. I enjoy painting in the winter and pointing at the wall. You may enjoy painting in the winter or doing something that you can do without having to be outside, but also evokes the memory of being outside. This is something that I made it might have been a year before last. Time goes so fast. This is, with a slouchy cowl, a sweater jumper I made about a year ago when I was in the middle of winter and I could not go out metal detecting, and I was like, let's just start painting. I loved watching the sunsets and the sunrises, and even now every day that there's a really nice one out the back, Tabby will give me a shout and we'll run to the windows and check out the sunset from all the different parts of the house. So it's just look outside at certain times of the day and see if you can be inspired by colour. Now, if that doesn't float your boat and you're like, yeah, that's nice, but I'm not inspired by sunsets, you could go for the total scrappy appeal if you have the materials. Now, that's another thing to talk about. If you've got enough colour, and what happens if you don't, and where to look for it. Now, this is where dyeing your own yarn comes in very handy. I use my own yarn because I dye all my own yarn, and it's like having a bespoke colour kit for your projects. You too can lean into this area as well. So if you have yarn at home that's bare white yarn, or even with a bit of subtle colour on the background, then it's wool. Have a bit of a Google search. You might be able to plop some colour on there just to add a bit of colour into your palette as well. So have a look at anything that needs unravelling, or have a look around your stash if you're somebody who's always got little odds and ends left over, and go for something like this. Now, this is a project that I have genuine, like, oh, I need that in my life whenever I see someone make a mitre square blanket. And I remember going to my first craft show. I saw one of these on the wall somewhere. It was not this one, but it was in like a sock yarn stuff. And I was like, oh my God. This kind of project where you're grabbing any colour willy-nilly. And for this one, I have like a pick and mix approach. I kind of like randomly wrap some of the ones that I haven't used yet, and I open them up and I'm like, yes, that's going on. Because otherwise I think too much about the colour. So sometimes having a ton of colour helps. And you don't have to work in a blanket. You can also work small scale. And on the premise of it's so nice, I knit it twice. Well, I've got some wrist warmers on the go. I'm picking up a pattern that I made last year, which is my spiral sock hat. Pattern coming soon, of course. And using some different colours. So can you re-knit something in a different colorway, just to give you something comfortable, familiar, but maybe with a bit of a twist that makes you feel like actually you got something brand new going on. So that is my, I'd say, small bit of tips for how to use color in your life. And of course, the closer to your face and your hands you can get it, the better, if you ask me. Like, being able to see it is really cool. So we're making a lot of stuff at the moment. Got a lot of stuff on the go. I'm making the scrappy wrist warmers. Same pattern as the other day, which I'll show you the next time I'm on. But I love to see the colours, and I really enjoy the fact that, I enjoy the fact that I can wear my colours. So that when I'm making things, I can look around and look down and be inspired by the things I'm wearing. I know, it's sad, isn't it? But if you don't go very far, and you don't leave the house very much, and you're inside a lot, don't forget there's a whole world on your phone of people just like me and you who love crafting. And sometimes some of the best medicine for a little bit of a slowdown in your creativity, or generally a bit of a stop, is to get inspired. And sometimes the best way to do that is to go and watch other people be excited. Like, seriously, watching people being excited is infectious. So just absorb stuff. Just look at fun things. Look at colour. And maybe it will just leak into your work a little bit. But yeah, mostly colour solves a lot of things. And I encourage you to explore with abandon and just go wild. And if you're new to colour, there's no wrong way of doing it. Sometimes I make things like this and I'm like, ooh, those colours. And then after a while, I stop caring. Just enjoy it. And until then, I shall catch you on Wednesday, likely. See you soon. Bye.